Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Eras mod. So, technically, we did actually complete the campaign last time around because we achieved the objective. So, I promptly lost a region just at the end turn, so I didn't ever actually finished one turn with the given regions. Now, technically, I think you would have still won if you don't. There's no like you need to do an end turn to win. But we're back down. The reason being is the Austrians declared war on us again, and they promptly moved in and attacked Olmütz and took it because there was no garrison there. What you might notice now also is the real reason why we're seeing an extra episode of this. It's because I've enabled 40 stacks. As of yet, I have been unable to make one. I guess I could go ahead and merge the different armies, but who do I demote then as general, or do I just merge the two army groups? I guess. I'm going to merge these two right here, Napoleon and Mortimer's army, so we get all the old guard in one army. The Prussians have made one 40 stack up here, and one almost a 40 stack here, and then another almost 40 stack here. Even with that though, they can't hold the Polish under control. Because, well, I burnt down my cross-dressers, burnt down the Supreme Court and the nondescript building with a cross on it. And not only that, but the Masonic Lodge as well. So, the Illuminati is pissed off as well. They pull the strings to get Poland unhappy. So that's for the Prussian full stacks. The Austrians, though. So, at Olmütz, they've got a full stack. Don't really want to fight a castle battle or a fort battle with a 40 stack. And then they've made one over here, and then they've got one over here. They've got plenty enough room to make more of them. But so far they've made 3. Also, when they went ahead and declared war on me, I decided to go ahead and test out if everyone would join me if I asked all my vassals and so on to join me in battle. And they did. So all my vassals are at war with the Austrians now, which puts the Hungarians on the front line. With, the Austrians, they were sending troops into Hungary, but they retreated. Never became anything of it. But the Ottomans and everyone is now at war with them. And, yes. In terms of what battle we're looking at today, I do not know. I am also recruiting tons of troops. Basically, I was making this a ground where I would put armies together. Now I've just smashed everything together, sending it east, because we need troops. Sending everything, cannons, everything. And I'm also sending the full stack, the previous full stack. It's just a half stack now. But the stack that was defending Madrid. So hopefully the British don't slip through the gaps now. So I'm going to send that over here. I'm recruiting tons of Fusiliers everywhere because it's like one of the last infantry units I can recruit now since I've gone for all the specialists. The only region up front that I can recruit proper troops is here, where we can recruit tons of Polish troops. So I'm hoping to make the Polish army then into... It's probably not going to be a complete 40 stack, but there's going to be a lot of it, so they should hopefully be able to go in and aid then as the rebels pop up all over the place. The Prussians are not having a good time, to say the least. It seems like all the regions now are up in arms. Interestingly enough, they have not extended any peace offers. They intend to fight or burn to the ground, I guess. And then, since I teased it a little bit, we have landed and we have fought around Little Tartary. Actually turned out to be harder than I thought. As you can see from the troop numbers, we are quite low on numbers. However, the key feature here was that I had cannons. The enemy did not. And I've been able to be victorious. Now, I could go ahead and out-resolve here, since I'm clearly winning. However, there's a risk of losing a single unit would be disastrous, because there's quite a far ways away to get reinforcements here. So it's better to demand surrender. And so we're now up to the required victory regions again, and we're about to liberate and create the Crimean Tatars, I guess. I was thinking I would be able to get the Ukrainians, but I guess we'll have to actually take Ukraine up there and then release the Ukrainians. I thought we might be able to do it, but oh, did I get some troops? What kind of troops did I get? Obligene. Militia battalions. I got 3 militia battalions to bolster my army. And a new nation arises. Right, what kind of troops do they have? Jaegers and Cossacks. Right, they are not too happy with me. But the actual... what way? The one that really doesn't like them is the Swiss? What? The Swiss. I knew it. The Swiss just hate Crimea and the Crimean Tatars. They hate them for some reason. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and set up trade. And I've added to my stack of protectorates. You know, it's at one point Swiss might have to fall under that, the stupid bastards. Denmark would have fallen under it if it weren't hiding behind broken game mechanics. Now I would march north to take that, but there's a fort and there looks like there's quite a big army there. So instead, I set my sights in Moldova. Didn't I send a spy this way? It would be nice to know what's in Moldova. We've got a spy here. I imagine it's a cross-dresser. Deadlier than the male, yes. Okay, so no, the Russians have made a 40 stack here, and they got plenty of troops set up around. The Ottomans have also a 40 stack. I could aid in a battle if it were to happen. Not that I can do much with 11 units, but I could go ahead and raid the supply depot. That could be something. Right. Anyways, there's nothing really for me to do, so we're gonna go ahead and end turn, and then we're gonna see. It could be that the Prussians attack here, or then I'll be able to. Most likely is that I'm able to match up Napoleon with these two, get merged, and then I send them out to find a battle against the enemy. That's the most likely case, unless the enemy finds me first in a battle. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and end turn then, and see if we can't find today's battle. Ah, the Austrians had a change of heart. You know, just go ahead and retake a territory, and then sign for peace. That'll work out, for sure. No. At this point, Austria, all your, like, Central European holdings, Bohemia and whatever the other one called, the Olmütz region, Moravia or something, it's all forfeit now. It needs to be destroyed. So no. Go ahead and screw off. Wonderful! Spring has arrived and the fields turn green. Now I don't have to worry about freezing to death attacking the Prussians. Right, Napoleon will go ahead and join in Mortimer, and now we've got a full stack, and nicely enough the Prussians have presented us with a full stack of their own within throwing distance. And it's one that is not at full strength, so we could hope to win this one without any trouble. The thing that I just thought of right now is, of course, the deployment zone might be screwed over, and the way the unit moves and so on. We had a similar thing in another campaign where basically because of the deployment zone. What? Okay, so his stack was less impressive than I thought. He's got 40 units, but he's only able to muster 3,000 men, compared to 7,000 in my full stack. Anyways, I mean, it's a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Let's go ahead and see if this actually pans out and works, or if this is a bust, in which case you will probably not see this at all, as I will have to work around it. And with that, let's go ahead and take to the battlefield, shall we? I was a little bit worried that it might crash, but as it is, it's actually worked out. Now, the thing is, of course, if the AI is able to handle this, or if they're going to be passive, or what's going to happen now when they have 40 units. It took a while for me to figure out what to do with all my 40 units, but I have been able to line them up now, so let's quickly go over this. So, or maybe we should just start it, because it's going to take long anyways for all of this to get into play. Let's go ahead and move the troops up. They are moving, so they're not passive. The first brigade, you saw me moving over there, is sort of named unit brigade, where we got 93rd, Aziz 2nd, 85th Forcum, and the Veterans of Holland. Then we had one of the Trillier Chasseurs, and behind them we've got 5 units of the Old Guard. And over on this side we've got another unit of 5, or another brigade of 5 Old Guard. And in front of them we got Chasseur, or Trillier Chasseur, with 1 flanker grenadier in the middle of that. That's going to move up here, and then all the way over on the right we got 4 Fusiliers. Hussar, 2 Cuirassiers. It's the unnamed Cuirassiers. And then over here we got Jipilou's Lancers. We've got the Mamluks staying next to Napoleon as Napoleon moves forward here. Then we got the named Cuirassiers here. The 5th and the 1st, which is Draguchen. It's going to move up on this side with a Hussar out on the flank. I've got the horse-drawn artillery. Not entirely sure where to put them in right now, but I'm setting up the Tunai and the Old Guard batteries here that's going to start rumbling away at the enemy. The enemy moved up with cavalry and their own horse-drawn artillery, and they've yet to deploy these 2 batteries. They should probably withdraw them as they are about to get annihilated. This is probably going to be a little bit overwhelming, trying to control so many troops. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it should work out just fine. And then It'll probably save me time, because in terms of shooting this afterwards, of course this is going to be a kind of a problem, but I guess I'll just have to do either really tight close-ups or big sweeping shots. I thought our guns would be more trained a lot better to go ahead and destroy these quickly. Right, let's get this brigade in order then. Get it out on the field, ready to march on the Prussians as the Prussians come marching to us. 2 heavy units of cavalry should head there, with the 1 hussar heading even further. And then we got all these old guard. Should be 5 of them. And I'm thinking then they should be moved more towards the center then. Actually up onto the ridge. And then we had the Mamluks setting up here. As Napoleon is coming up right behind. Right. This brigade is now getting attacked. Will be ordered into square to protect itself against oncoming cavalry. Lucky for me, the cavalry in question is rather lackluster attack with only a single unit at full strength, and that one is about to ride head first, if you didn't hear that, as the volley kind of drowned me out. I think these squares are actually shooting each other. And Forcum kind of fired straight into Lizzie, I think. Lizzie, did I say Lizzie? I meant Izzy. Right. Never catch a break, does he? Let's head over to the other side. They have 2 horse-drawn batteries, but they've yet to deploy them. This light brigade is in a little bit of trouble, as it's uneven terrain means they've bunched up over here, which isn't great. But overall, otherwise, the advance of the army is going as planned. The lights should move even further, as our enemy is not really responding to my moves. And we'll continue forward with the army. I'm focusing a lot now on my left side, but there is where the fighting has been. So maybe not that big of a surprise. The horse-drawn artillery should be moved up now, ready to put into use as we're about to go into the fighting. Looks like most of the enemy units are about here, with some drawn out along here. Let's see. I do have this hussar, which can punch through. Go ahead and destroy that. Heavy cavalry should be moved up together with the general staff. And then the Old Guard Brigade should be moved up as well. Oh, there we got a nice little balloon flying out. Counterattack by the enemy. They've got a little bit of hussars over here. Jaegers. Let's order this light brigade to get in position quicker. And also I note that they need to be completely up on the ridge as well. Could be good. I'm gonna order a counter-charge by my hussars to hold them off while the infantry brigade sets up. Could be moving to surrounding us. No, it's attacking the flankers. And then decide not to at the last moment. And now they're caught in a pretty awful position where they got absolutely slaughtered. I will drag my hussars out of that fight, as I think I'm actually losing it. And as I do, I order the troops to open fire again. And the enemy's hussars should be struck down. Oh, the old guard opened fire, which wasn't great because they shot troops ahead of them. It's a bit of a gap in between this brigade right here and the rest of it. If I'd probably be more used to moving 40 units around if I'd actually started from the start with 40 units. There's a bit of a plateau on this side. Let's see if we can move 2 of them over there and then 2 there. As the enemy is drawing that way, the lights will follow with the Fusiliers. There's barely any room to move all these units. And the enemy doesn't stand to fight me. Okay, we got attacks of cavalry. Freikorps cavalry moving forward. But they are being checked right there in the woods. Let's go ahead and bring up these cavalry units onto the flank. Friendly fire by our guns. We got a high ground around here by the hussars. Or maybe I should put the horse-drawn artillery onto the ridge once we have sent away this Freikorps cavalry unit, which is currently coming under artillery fire and fire from the square. As soon as that one is gone, or actually even before it's gone, I'll try to get the troops up onto the ridge there. This musketeer unit needs to go if I am to put troops on that hill. Oh, here we have completely failed. And this unit got torn up in between our own troops. Not good. Not good at all. Hurry up and take position here. We lost quite a few there as we were caught in a crossfire between our own troops and the enemy Jaegers. Wonderful. Here comes the horse-drawn artillery though. Could probably get a little bit better positions. Alright, once we're now set up here, actually we should, this one can sit down there, but these should be up on the ridge to fire down upon the enemy. Alright, this looks good. This one's ready to deploy. And I don't know why this one has put one gun in front. The lights here will go ahead and form into line instead and move to this side. And then I think we'll push up into the woods here. I feel like there's low ground here that we need to come out of. Let's have this one come up as a reserve here. And then the Fusiliers will continue forward here. And they will just go over the artillery piece here. And then we'll go yet another reserve as the old guard is closing in there. And then the old guard is closing in here with the hussars coming in. Napoleon and the Mamluks and Jipilu moving forward. Old guard artillery firing from over here. You will set up. They will set to canister, but there's no one close enough for canister work, so switch back to round shot. Obviously this will be more of a test to start off with, because, well, the even though the enemy had 40 units, they clearly didn't have 40 units. We're being attacked by the Freikorps hussars on this side. And we've got a regiment over there on the side, ready to shoot us down. This light brigade has suffered quite a lot of casualties. They will hold for now. I guess we'll replace them with the troops that are coming up here. They will take their place. 2 horse-drawn artilleries starting to pound the enemy. I think you can possibly fire... Yes, you can fire canister towards the grenadiers, which are now charging. And the enemy is moving closer over there as well. Canister should be working its way up here. Right, nice. We've got retreating troops all over, but now it's time for these light units to move back as they've lost too many men. Run. Give these guys some room to actually fire upon the enemy. You will hold immediately. Fire over there. Who's running now? It's one of the lights. You are firing up the side there. Actually, the 2 old guard here can also join in. And that might give me time to defeat this one. I'm gonna take these 2. And I'm gonna get them up onto the hill so I can run these guys down. And then both of these will go for a round shot right into that. Alright, he's defeated. You up onto the hill. You will hold fire. This brigade can now advance. All the cavalry can advance. Let's get the cavalry up here. This Fusilier can advance. Let's see the 2 lights. Got hussars moving forward. Right, we got up onto the hill. And now able to pour down fire upon the Prussians at the same time as the horse-drawn artillery is firing into that mess. Unfortunately, the ridge kind of goes through here. Not optimal. I can get 1 old guard up here. Which, unfortunately, is not named old guard. It's going to be hard to keep track on all of them. Oh, we're receiving counter-battery fire. Oh. Let's not move into all that fire right away. Let's get that Fusilier set up here. So outmaneuver that one. What are the Prussians doing? I mean, it is a thin line. And I guess they don't know that the old guard is close behind. It's kind of a mess. Let's have the old... Oh, what are you doing? Okay, so I guess that rather than try and find a way up through there, they decided to go all the way around. Are there any units that are actually strong among these that the artillery should aim for? It's all small units, actually. Ordered forward into a bayonet charge. You will then aim for the guns in the back. Cavalry will go in. There's another Fusilier coming in. We're overrunning the Prussians. They're in full retreat. It's utter chaos as our infantry makes its way through the Prussian lines. I would say the Prussians are beat. They definitely are. The flankers are probably one of the units that is going to kill the most here. Have them charge through. Continue the advance. Get those. So on. It's going to be hard to control all of this. But I thought it looked pretty epic here when we throw the troops down upon the Prussians in disarray. Are we still... Oh, it's the batteries all the way over here that's still firing. Prussians leaving tons of guns behind as they run in complete panic back to, well, not Berlin, because they lost that. The current capital, I believe, is in Warsaw. And I don't know why they didn't move it to Königsberg, but there you have that. And so, I think we can safely end this battle, as we are clearly victorious. Now, I'm a little bit silly. Or I should say, maybe I'm quite a bit silly. I decided that at the very end of the battle, I would try and do a great marching scene where I would line up all the troops and march them forward. And I got the great idea of linking them all together. And I guess I linked more than 20 units together, which meant the game crashed in the battle. And I wasn't able to save the battle. And now every time I try to redo the battle, it's god-awful weather and raining. And you know what? I decided for this episode I'm just gonna go ahead and skip the close-up, sort of. And I'll have to figure something out, something completely different out for the intro and so on. But you'll have to do without for this one, I guess, because I could, I guess, do the battle again, but it kept raining, and rain's awful, so instead I gone ahead and out-resolved the battle, so the result is a little bit different. I probably lost a lot more than what I actually did, and the enemy probably lost less than what they actually did. But in terms overall in the battle, I mean, I was able to call upon 10,000 men against their 3,000. They didn't really stand a chance. In terms of the highest kills, these statistics no longer that interesting as they're out-resolved to it. I don't know why this unit though was singled out to lose 184 men. All units survived, and we almost destroyed that full stack. Napoleon is able to gather troops since this is still Brandenburg, and it's Brandenburg quite a far bit into here. So I guess we move forward. Oh, not that much. There we go. Right. Well, that was a little bit of a anticlimactic bit, but for the next one here, I hope we will have something better. I'm kind of reluctant to put the armies together because ultimately it's one general that's command over the other. So I'm not super keen on putting them all, or like putting the two armies together with the two generals. In certain cases this might work. Like I would not have a problem with the Italian army being subservient to someone, since the general kind of low star, but in the other cases, like in these two, that would probably be set up. Like these two would be set up into one, and then clearly Sul would be in charge over Messina because he's got more stars. Same with Davout, and actually Davout has more stars than Ney. So Davout would be in charge there. These two I wouldn't put together since the Polish are looking for... they're gonna get their own troops, hopefully. A lot of them. There's an additional 4 being recruited just this next turn. This army would probably actually merge with this one, which would create a very hodgepodge mess of Italians, Germans, French. It would be a very international Mr. Worldwide, or worldwide as in a lot of different Europeans. What is this? Oh, more Germans. Should head over here. The reason why I'm moving this army over here is because there's a fort. I was thinking that the howitzers would be quite useful in bombarding the forts. So that would be rather nice. We also have an army here that could use... There's a lot of extra troops though on the way now that hopefully will arrive rather soon. It's a bit of a anticlimactic that I'm not able to show the end screen, but the thing is, as I've already explained, I won't be able to do close-ups, which... or it will be a lot harder to do close-ups. So, kind of almost defeats the purpose of doing the end screens if you can't actually do the close-ups. But there we have it. We're gonna see about finding a proper 40 stack battle to fight here sooner or later. Either if Napoleon is able to catch up to Blucher wherever I think he's hiding in the woods here, probably. Catching up to him, or if we find something else somewhere else. Hopefully the bloody Ottomans kick into gear and actually fight the bloody Russians. Right. But with that, I'll end it right here. So, hopefully you guys still enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!